It's not inside. I have a problem. Trying to get a restraining order.
How's it taking over here, taking water?
You're starting to go fix it.
Yeah, they'll fix that.
Singular.
Number you're looking forward to.
Maybe like the
Takes there.
I mean,
we
Figured out.
large field development.
We said give.
Have licensing stuff they need to fix.
It's north. The four-way. Right? So bit or not.
that's not trees on the south.
Here I'm going.
You turned on this mic. I did. Yeah.
Change his name.
These mics are on.
You're done that.
Mike. Behave.
Yeah. Tougher for some. Phase one. Nothing. Nothing from here to here. Yeah.
I don't even think the kids at sidewalk. I'm well 100% with you on sidewalk.
Did Mayor get on there?
Yeah.
No, we're not even talking about it.
And I looked, I was like, I feel very white and pasty next to you.
Mayor's not on.
No, you can have a sidewalk. It's like, wait, those.
Good, potentially.
I think that's why the wife puts me home, because I said, the air conditioner is tied on the agenda.
We'll find out.
She is.
Yeah.
Right.
What you're
Mouse. She's a person.
Not a prisoner, she can go outside.
Oh, yeah, like the
Or she could come to this meeting.
The AC is not on in your house when you're full.
Oh, goodness sakes, no.
Or something.
Ever.
Let's do a, make them do it.
And even when it's on, so when I do get on.
Yeah.
You try it, we did in 78.
It only goes down to 70.
Well, I mean,
Right.
sitting down there, I would much rather go to a concert or take a trip than spend money on air conditioning. Same thing with the.
Or chamber or something.
60?
You know, in the winter, I keep mine cool, but I don't like to be hot.
Do this 2 months later.
But 60 degrees is, it's above free. It's like twice the temperature.
Everything else down here.
It's no, I mean, it's, but you know what? I hear people, there was someone I was talking to, their electric bill was over $100 last month.
Well,
That's all over.
We don't run
John.
It's like,
electric bill.
No, ours is like 70 something, which is still too much to begin with.
Took it down.
my
I
electric.
used to be, but I quit.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah.
Where we're going.
All right, we're gonna get started this evening with the City of Centerton Planning Commission, August 4th, 2026, with a roll call.
Jeff Seyfarth. Joey Engel.
Here.
Tony Davis.
Here.
Craig Langford.
Here.
Ben Lewis.
Here.
Devin Murphy.
Here.
Curtis Ramsey. John Sessoms. Brandon Swoboda.
Here.
All right, first thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from our planning meeting of 7/21/2026.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Motion and a second. Is anyone opposed? All right, next we have the ratification of the admin approvals. The first one is a home occupation. Looks like some online purchasing and resale. And then the second one is a cell tower improvement of the tower at 580 Kimmel Road. Any questions or comments from the commissioners or staff?
On B. Does that one already meet the kind of our requirements for a cell tower?
Yes.
Any concerns with the generator?
Well,
Screening or noise or?
ask them to put slats. Right now, it's just chain link.
Well,
We're gonna try to do that. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the computer. No, it meets. Sorry,
oh, no, you're good.
I'm doing two things. at
I was
once.
answering Jeff's question.
Oh, yes. Meeting.
While Diane is
Having to argue
fixing
with their
that,
computer.
who seconded the minutes? Thank you. Oh my gosh. That wasn't the problem.
I'm just making sure it's not the problem. I didn't say my name, Joey, I'm sorry.
Diane, I know you're wrestling with that.
Yes.
With comments on the cell tower? Okay. If there are no other questions or comments, then I would entertain a motion for the ratification of the admin approvals.
That's Tony. I make a motion to approve the ratification of administrative.
This is Ben, I'll second.
Motion and a second by Ben. Is anyone opposed? All right.
Hopefully all is right with the world again. Or not. Right. I think.
All right, under new business this evening, the first thing is Development 2508. Dune Coffee waiver request from Title 50.08.08 E. Screen type C, dent screen. It's located at 567 North Main Street. It is zone C1. And is the applicant here to give us an overview of what you guys are requesting and why?
Yeah, my name is Eli LaSalle. I'm an engineer for Bates and Associates, engineer on the project. We are more specifically only requesting this waiver on the north side, just right where the applicant or owner is proposing to put a patio. We are proposing to plant still 4 full height trees with shrubs under them to meet all of the screening requirements in terms of both height and opaqueness. The only thing we're not able to do in that one area is having the 2 layers the entire way. So if you see the rest of the way, it's a layer of shrubs and then a layer of trees. Just due to how tight everything is on that one edge of the site, we have those condensed into one layer kind of alternating between trees and shrubs right there. It will still provide that fully opaque screen to the entire height as required by code. It just doesn't meet the exact letter of the code as written. Is how I would explain it. But we've done everything we can to try to meet the code as much as possible, to meet the intent of it, to provide what the code is looking for, I guess. Yeah.
Eric, do you want to take us through the staff comments?
Yes, so like you stated, the subject property is located at 567 North Main Street. To the north is city property, to the south and west is undeveloped property, and to the east across North Main Street is Sienna. This project includes a remodel of the existing structure and adding a detached 1,008 square foot covered patio. The existing structure will be converted from a home to a coffee shop with indoor and outdoor seating. There's also a concurrent large scale development application with a pending approval and all contingent upon the decision of this waiver request. As stated, the zoning for this project is Central Business District, which is C1, and the building setbacks are listed in your packet. However, for the zoning, it can be built to the front and side property lines with planning commission approval, which gets approved with the large scale development. The waiver request is from screen type C, which is the dense screen. Per Title 15, Central Business District zoning to medium high density single family zoning to the north requires screen type C dense screen. Per the applicant on site constraints and justification, the proposed Dune Coffee project located at 567 Main Street faces unique circumstances that make compliance with the screening requirement challenging. The adjacent property to the north is a city park. To facilitate more favorable complementary uses between these adjoining properties, the proposal is to construct an outdoor patio adjacent to that park at the northeast corner of the site. To meet the intents of this code, we have provided short leaf pine to provide an upper screen and a mix of yupon, holly, and abbreviate to provide the lower screen. The only proposed deviation from the specifications of city code are that we are proposing that those be provided in one line alternating between trees and shrubs and area north of the proposed patio. These together will form an opaque year-round screen to the adjacent properties to the required heights. For staff findings, per the 150808B screening requirement chart, screen type C was required between C1 and R3 SF. However, the adjacent property to the north is city-owned with the plan for it to be a municipal use instead of residential. Staff does support the landscaping as proposed between the patio and the property line as it meets the intent of screen type C planting requirements, just planted in an alternate way and sufficiently provides a buffer between the two uses. Additionally, staff does understand the existing structure does pose a constraint as the patio must meet a certain distance from the existing structure per fire. And then listed below is what comes from our code when it comes to waivers for conditions. As the planning commission has the opportunity to prescribe any conditions that they deem necessary or desirable for the public interest. If you have any questions, let me know.
Can you clarify two things? First one, existing building that's being renovated, right? Okay. Then two, you said there was an allowance in this zoning classification to, I guess, reduce setbacks and.
Yeah, on the front and the side. So in this case, what you'll see. The requirement per code is that it's 50 feet in the front and then 10 feet on the side. But the way that the code is laid out for the zoning district is that large scale development will come in with proposed setbacks and it'll be approved with the large scale. So in this case, I think it's 15 feet in the front because of the existing home. And then on the side, on the north side, it's 8 feet instead of 10 feet.
Does the code talk about a maximum setback, minimum setback?
I don't believe so. So originally, when they proposed this waiver to us, the patio was about 3 feet from the property line. And we sat down with fire. We were like, hey, can we get the patio a little bit closer to the home so that we can add the landscaping and everything? So they actually moved it from 3 feet to 8 at this point, but it doesn't, I don't think our code actually lays out what the minimum.
No, there's not a minimum in the downtown district, which is what this is. The
Yeah.
C1 is downtown. There's one, they have like a build to line, you know, like obviously you can't build in the right of way. And we have worked, figure out how the utilities and everything, most of them are already existing, so.
Mhm.
But there's not a minimum setback. And some of the buildings, of course, are attached downtown. So.
Mhm.
And obviously, development like that, if that were to come through today, would have issues meeting the landscape requirements on the side
And
setback.
that's why we have some flexibility in the downtown zoning.
Have y'all accounted for the landscaping that's essentially being removed to plant the trees? I don't know, is it just for shrubs?
Yeah, it would be for shrubs. I would have to double check with our landscape architect if he moved those elsewhere. We'd be willing to do that, something you want. We do have pretty much a complete line all the way around the exterior of the property.
You know, if you could double up on the front just a little bit, I think that's a
Yeah,
easier sell and you're meeting more of the intent of the code that way as well.
sure. Yeah, if that's how you'll read the intent of the code is the number of shrubs, then I can definitely look into, I can definitely have him present that, yeah. I guess I just thought the intent of the code was more just the opaqueness of the screening, but yeah, for sure.
Any other questions or comments from any of the commissioners? Concerns?
The property to the north become zoned R3, correct?
Arthur SF.
Saying that but it's owned by the city, looking at a park. What's the master plan? Is it commercial? Is it?
The city park.
The city owns it, so we're not gonna make it into homes.
Well, right.
I know, but I just wanna know what the
The land use is park or public.
So it shouldn't change.
It's not gonna change.
Everything we've seen it on has it listed as either just city park or veterans park some places.
An open space of sorts. Right now, it's just.
Just trees.
And we did provide a drive stub to that park. That was one of the earlier comments on a previous revision. That's on the far
Farther off.
west, yeah, on the far west side, so it's not visible on this smaller image. Because, yeah, we're not 100% sure what development the city may want to do there in the future. So that was one of, yeah, staff's requests was go ahead and provide a drive stub, so if the city wants to have parking in the back there for some park use or happen.
Any other questions or comments? Then, if not, then I would entertain a motion for the waiver request for Dune Coffee. Development 2508, which will also include the addition of the 4 shrubs that were proposed to come out.
Sorry, just to clarify, will that be added as a condition of approval? Just how does that work? We're fine with adding that on.
The condition of approval.
Okay, thank you.
This is Joey. I'll make a motion to approve development 2508 Dune Coffee, the waiver request from Title 15.08.08E, the screen type C. Based on the proposal tonight with the addition of the missing shrubs to be relocated elsewhere on site based on the Missouri, based on our code stating that it needs to be spaced per the minimum requirement.
Greg, I'll second.
Motion and a second. Is anyone opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is subdivision 2502 Fox Haven Phase 2 preliminary plat and plans. The corner of Bliss Street and Keller Road is zoned R3 single family and R3 multifamily, 19 buildable lots, 17 dwelling units. I read that.
I am Bertie with A4 Civil. This is the Fox Haven Phase 2. It's an extension of the existing Fox Haven Phase 1 that we've got through with a couple of rezones over the last couple of years. And we finally limited by, I think it's what we're gonna do with 20 single family lots and then a reserve of 1 acre multifamily parcel. That is not part of any development plan at this point, and we'll go with a large scale at the appropriate time. Plan for. Any variances or waivers that I'm aware of, so. If you have any questions.
Sarah?
Yes, the proposed subdivision of Fox Haven Phase 2 is located on the southeast corner of Bliss Street and Keller Road. To the north across Bliss Street is Skyline Cottages. To the east is Fox Haven Phase 1, and to the west across Keller Road is Crystal Cove Townhomes Phases 1 through 3. And to the south is Centerton Water and Sewer Department. The property is zoned R3SF and R3FF per rezone 2409, 2503, and 2602. The subdivision will have street access from Bliss Street and Keller Road. Improvements include half-street improvements with curb, gutter, sidewalk, street trees within a landscape easement along Bliss Street and Keller Road. For the zoning, as stated before, it's R3SF, which is the medium high density single family. This zone is intended for detached single family dwellings with a suitable lot area. The setbacks are listed in your packet. And then R3MF, which is medium high density multifamily, which is a zone intended for one structure on a single lot that consists of 3 to 4 attached dwelling units arranged side by side or stacked, typically with shared entry from the street. And the minimum area and setbacks is listed in your packet. Surrounding zones and uses, to the east is Fox Haven Phase 1, which is R3SF with a density of 3.54 units per acre. Crystal Cove Townhomes is to the west, which is RTH 5 with a density of 6.48 units per acre. To the north is Skyline Cottages, zoned R3SF with the density of 6.23 units per acre with a PUD. And to the northwest is Kenyon Place, which is zoned R3SF with a density of 3.65 units per acre. Centerton Water and Sewer are available from existing lines along Keller Road and Bliss Street. There are no known floodplain or wetlands on this site. Runoff for drainage will be routed to the proposed detention ponds, with one pond A being at the northwest corner of the lot and another pond B that is located between lots 17 and 18. For water to drain to detention pond A, water flow will be piped in a 15-foot drainage easement between lots 11 and 12. And for water to drain to detention pond B, water flow will be piped to the front of the pond lot. The drainage report has minor updates that need to be made prior to approval due to location of drainage box being moved. For the adjacent street agreement and access, this subdivision has access from Keller Road and Bliss Street. Keller Road is a minor arterial with a right of way of 90 feet per the master street plan. One entrance to the subdivision will be provided from Keller. 40 feet of right of way was dedicated per the final plat of Fox Haven Phase 1, and this subdivision phase will dedicate an additional 5 feet of right of way to get the full 45 feet. Additional improvements include widening the existing street approximately 11.3 feet from Forest Center line to back of curb width of 19 feet, 2 feet of curb and gutter, 18 feet of green space, and 6-foot sidewalk and street trees spaced 1 per 30 linear feet. For Bliss Street, Bliss Street's a major collector with right of way of 80 feet per the master street plan. One entrance to the subdivision will be provided from Bliss Street as well. The full 40 feet of right of way was dedicated per the final plat of Fox Haven Phase 1. Improvements include widening at the intersection of Keller Road to provide for a left turn lane, 2 feet of curb and gutter, 20 feet of green space, 6 feet of sidewalk that'll connect to the sidewalk along Bliss Street, and street trees placed 1 per 30 linear feet. And staff does recommend the approval of the adjacent street agreement. Lighting is proposed throughout the subdivision at intersections and every 300 feet and along the frontage of Keller Road and Bliss Street. Staff recommend the approval of the location of streetlights. Street trees are proposed along Keller Road and Bliss Street with 1 per 30 linear feet for a total of 29 street trees that are placed within a landscape easement due to the existing utilities within the right of way. Additionally, trees are proposed around the retention pond area, and staff does recommend the approval of the landscape plan. Any approval tonight will be contingent on the minor comments remaining that pertain to labeling and minor updates to drainage. If there are any questions, let me know.
Any questions, comments, or concerns? If not, then I would entertain a motion for subdivision 2502, Fox Haven 2 preliminary plat and plans.
Motion to approve subdivision 2502 Fox Haven Phase 2 preliminary plat. With minor comments remain relating to labeling and minor updates to drainage.
Second.
About the adjacent street agreement.
My bad.
Will you include
I'll
that?
also add the adjacent street agreement to the approval.
Thank you, Ben.
I feel
Hey,
like
thanks, man.
Still second.
Thanks, everyone. Big chew.
Did anybody second that?
I
Sorry.
did.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Is anyone opposed? All right, thanks, Freddie. Good luck. All right, there is a council meeting that is on 8/11, so next Tuesday. Our next PC meeting is the 18th. If you can't be here, please email the team. And I'll see you before the next tech review. There's a few notes and dates here on the downtown plan with a steering committee meeting on the 10th. There's a combined public council and PC presentation on 8/24. Make sure that's on your calendar, please. There's a tentative council plan for 9/8. And you sent a survey to everybody, is that correct? Okay, so you should have received a survey. from Diane in regards to downtown. So if you get a chance, if you haven't already done so, to do that. We had a question, what is Fuse, the final?
Fuse is we have two positions. We have worked with Fuse, their international organization that they have received funding from Alton Foundation, one of the Alton foundations, for 4 or 5 cities in Northwest Arkansas to have, I think it was a total of like up to 9 fellows. And we come up with positions that we would need assistance with. And they go out and advertise for people to come in and work as Fuse employees, but like contract. They would work at the city, and we have one for a stormwater and flood person. And then the second one is for economic developer. So we'll have interviews. They go through all the advertising for candidates. Then they kind of call those down to a manageable amount. So we have 3 interviews for each position, and that will take place that day. And then they would start beginning of November. I don't have that date on here. So once they're hired by us, we'll have an opportunity to meet with Fuse, and they kind of give us like an orientation also as to how it works, working with them. And then all of the candidates from Northwest Arkansas, or all the candidates across the United States, get together, meet each other, and have their own orientation kind of workshop thing, and then they come to work for the city, and we'll have them for 2 years. If we want, we can hire them. If not, there's no strings attached for us to have to keep them past the 2 years. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
They would start November 2nd.
Thank you. I was like, November.
Any other questions, comments from any of the commissioners?
Then in the Dropbox, there was also an interesting article that is from, what magazine is it from? That is it was in the Dropbox if you guys wanted to look at it. And also, of course, we're working,
Islands magazine.
which is totally random.
Mhm.
And then we also have a stab by James Walden at trying to figure out a new way to do extraterritorial jurisdiction. That's in there for you guys to look at also.
Okay. If there's nothing else,
Yes, and
Sorry.
thank you, Christian. Miss Kayla is now a mom. She had her baby girl, Ellen Rose night on 31st at like 2:30 in the morning. I was asleep, so, and she was 7.7
7.
pounds.
No, I think she was 7.14 ounces, 7 pounds, 14 ounces.
Okay, and
21
20 inches long, I think, so. She was cute. She stopped by the office today and had her in her little carrier. She's very precious. Sweet little girl. So she'll be out until sometime the end of October.
Late October.
anything else?
No, that's it.
And they're of course home and happy. Maybe not sleeping, but
Yeah. So we're going to officially adjourn our meeting. And then anyone that would like, the staff is going to offer some training, very similar to what we did last time. We're just doing it outside of our
yes.
normal meeting. And so with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second.
Motion is second. Is anyone opposed? All right, thank you, guys.
Miss Kim. You're a smart woman. So we had to do it. So
Pointing to the, I was pointing. Now I know.
You a stranger playing it, Tony, I'm screwing that up.
I never look at, make that. Really,
Everybody.
noted, always look at the 3 ball.
Oh, she was gonna bring her.
Cakes.
Christian, do you have our cupcakes?
But Christian Bert or.
Turn it down.
Did you bring our cupcakes that we talked about?
go through.
Your responsibility.
Or not.
Don't
It was your responsibility. You said you were gonna do it.
You have the birthday.
Exactly. I always.
His responsibility.
Yeah.
You have the birthday.
We didn't.
You
bring-
know what?
Hey, someone.
You can leave.
Right, you're gonna see.